My name is Elizabeth Ioannides, and I'm an education curator and an art psychotherapist at the National Museum of Contemporary Art in Athens, in Greece. My interests lie in the promotion and application of learning, health, and well-being initiatives in museums and galleries. As an education curator, I deliver the educational programs to primary school children and vulnerable groups, both within the museum and outside the museum premises, and hold tours to the museum's exhibitions. And I also design the educational material that accompany the exhibitions. I inaugurated, together with Mrs. Aphroditi Pantagoutsu, who's an occupational therapist, art psychotherapist, and supervisor in the first psychiatric clinic of the University of Athens in the Genetion Hospital, the group art psychotherapy program Exploring the Museum's Images, Exploring My Image, which is now held on a regular basis at the museum. Now, EMS is the sole public institution in Greece which is constantly supporting art psychotherapeutic practice. And in this sense, it has been a pioneer in bringing art psychotherapy within the museum fields. It's kind of a new concept. It includes a set of practices that have in common the improvement of the well-being of audience that they serve within the museum context. So this set of practices grants the use of the museum and its collection for therapeutic purposes. And this form of therapy allows individuals to be submerged in the art and the exhibition of the museums, release their own psychological content, and then from viewers also become creators themselves. And the therapist is there to provide a safe space for the experience of the participants. So the program that we started in 2017 focuses on the contribution of art to the development of critical thinking, the recollection of personal experience, the cultivation of self-expression, honesty when facing personal biases, problem solving and reality testing, through discovering connections between the artworks and participants' daily life. It's particularly interesting with contemporary art, because we're a contemporary art museum, which reflects all the ideologies and beliefs and perceptions of modern day life. Sometimes people think that it's inaccessible or incomprehensible, and they push it away, but it's actually thought-provoking. It can become a vehicle for self-exploration because it is the art of our time. So it is very important. It is the life, it brings, stimulated actually from the life around it. So it's very important to bring the issues that arise from contemporary art into the table and discuss about them. So our program is a short-term psychotherapeutic intervention. It's implemented in 12 two-hour weekly sessions, so it approximately lasts 3 months. And the members of the group, as I said, encounter works of art and artists from the collection or from the temporary exhibitions. And then taking their emerging mental state as the starting point, they create their own works of art, the exploration of which becomes a vehicle for their own personal discovery. Many programs right now being carried out around the world which take place, that they use the healing powers of art, and they're being run by museum educators or artists or others. And this is very interesting and very important work. But although there are commonalities between those programs and art psychotherapy programs, there are also some very fundamental differences. For example, museum educators have a more visitor-centered approach, and they introduce the artworks, the object to participants, and they seek to build connections so visitors can construct their own meaning and create an experience which is unique to them, to their needs. The art psychotherapist's intention is for a deeper introspection. It's there for the emotional and the psychological needs of participants, and various issues that might arise from being in a different environment. Just being in the museum, even the architecture of the museum can have an effect on participants. And they're also prepared, which is very important, for the different reactions that participants might have. So it is important to have proper training skills if you want to work as an art therapist in a museum or a gallery, and have an in-depth knowledge about materials and tools and processes and products that are required to have such a therapeutic relationship. So we need a little bit to distinguish between what is art therapy and what these other programs are doing, but they're all very important in contributing to the wellness of individuals. There's actually a website even called Social Subscribing, and in England it's been carried out for more than a decade.
Okay.
Social prescribing, not only art prescribing, but social prescribing, which includes more areas of interest like football or gardening or walks in nature. But in England and basically all the Anglo-Saxon countries, it's something that has been carried out. In the UK, I know it's been more than a decade. I know it's getting a lot of interest now because there's a very big focus on well-being. But in the UK, it's been practiced for more than a decade. Hopefully, in Montreal, of course, it's something that was started under the directorship of Nathalie Baudil, and hopefully it will start soon. I know a lot of countries want it, but it's not an easy thing, considering that it has to go through the national healthcare system.